Hello and welcome to the Parenting Tools podcast. My name is Jason.
And my name is Jordan. And this week, we've got a special edition because we're in the garden.
Special guest garden.
Special guest garden.
Yeah.
It's our 2-year podiversary.
Boo, 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 boo.
And the weather has been very kind to us, so we are outside.
And I'm speaking quieter than usual because I'm scared my neighbours will hear.
Welcome to the pod.
Sweet, I'm so tired. Sweet, I'm so tired. You see me this way. I'm sick and then I'm.
So Jason, 2 years. 2 years of the pod.
Wow.
It's flown by, hasn't it?
It's one of those things, isn't it, when people say time flies when you get older. Like,
Not having fun.
time flies when you got bills to pay. 2 years.
2 years.
Doesn't feel like it.
Doesn't. But a lot's happened.
What has happened?
You moved house.
Oh, yeah.
That's a big deal.
Did you move house in the pod as well?
No.
No.
What does get me though is that my daughter is the age that my son was when we first started the pod.
No way.
And I look at her and I think, how did we have a baby?
How are you doing this with the baby?
But she's 8 months older. Like he was just 2 when we had her. She's like 2 and 8 months.
So having 2 kids in the last 2 years, has it got easier the older they get?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. The sleep, man. The sleep, the rhythm, the routine. It's more, the changes are more things like starting school, finishing nursery, rather than learning to walk, learning to talk.
It's less hectic.
Yeah, it's a
Less
bit
hands-on.
It's more manageable. It's just like a change of routine more than a change of lifestyle.
Yeah.
Because when you have kids, obviously your lifestyle changes completely. But things like starting school, that doesn't affect the days and the times that you can go out.
That's true.
It's still, it's just changes to what you're already doing. Whereas the changes previously change what you're doing. If that makes sense.
Yeah, everything revolves around the small
Yeah.
when they're small.
Yeah. But yeah, mate, having a great time. Happy 2-year podiversary. Is it a word? I feel like it's not a word.
Podiversary. I don't know.
Shouldn't be a word.
Shouldn't know. I felt dirty saying it.
Oh yes, I've got an opening question for you.
Ooh.
It's a twist on a classic. So
Musical?
no, it's not.
No.
No, it's not musical. The classic.
Quiz?
If you had a superpower,
Yeah.
what would it be? But you have to pick one that you think would suit me. And I will do the same for you.
Oh, do you have one in mind?
For you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Go on, go first.
So for you, invisibility. As soon as you see people come in and you think, I might have to have a conversation here,
Gone.
is off. Like you wouldn't do it any sort of good with it. you would just hide.
I wouldn't better the world.
No, you would just hide from social situations. So yeah, I think you'd. I think
That dog is going for it.
if I had a superpower, it'd be muting animals. No, I feel like invisibility would suit you down to the ground.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What would I have chosen for myself? Everyone wants to fly, right?
That would be mine for me.
But I wonder if it's like running. So you can do it, but it's extremely exhausting and you
It's
don't do it all the time.
I was thinking about this in the car on the way here. I was thinking, because my first one, flight, would be
Yeah.
amazing. Never to have to walk anywhere. But the weather's still the weather. You would still get wet
Yeah.
if you flew.
And you still you'd hit bugs.
Yeah, so you'd still be driving places on a rainy day. So it'd be underutilized.
Unless you wore a morph suit that was waterproof. That's why superheroes wear full suits.
Yeah,
Just for the waterproof aspect.
it's for the weather. So yeah, that's my question to you is, if you were to assign me a superpower, what would it be?
What would it be? I don't really know. I think this is a wild one,
Oh gosh.
but it's more the persona of the character without the powers. And the powers. Frozone from Incredibles. Just because he's so chill. I see he's just quite a chilled person.
He's pretty chilled, isn't he?
Yeah. Like in the middle of chaos, just, yeah, it's cool.
Unless he
Fine.
can't find his super suit, then he...
Where's my super suit? Yeah. Obviously, has a capacity for.
So be able to freeze things.
Yeah. And
First
just
thing-
ski on.
Drinks.
Oh, yeah.
A cool drink all the time.
Here's the thing. Do you think heat changes how much a drink is enjoyable or not?
Yes,
I agree.
I agree.
So, not putting my wife out for shame here,
Oh, gosh.
but she'll quite happily have a lukewarm can of Coke. That is not the way that it is intended.
Is lukewarm warmer than room temperature?
Or she'd have a room temperature one and be fine.
Room temperature, I think I'm okay with. A little bit warmer, not so much.
Yeah, I don't think she like puts it in the microwave.
But you can leave it in a room for a few hours, come back to it, and
It just has to be cold for me.
it's
Like-
better cold.
Much better cold.
Same with coffee. If coffee is room temperature,
Oh, I like cold coffee though.
but cold coffee,
Better than just lukewarm coffee or just
Yeah.
room temperature coffee. The same temperature of your mouth.
Going back to the superpower thing,
Yeah.
I thought of another one that I would quite like to have. But I don't want to sound like egotistical. I would love the ability to heal people. Do you know what, like,
That seems like a very
Like, I haven't
Miss
got-
universe answer.
I haven't got a god complex or anything like that. I don't want to walk around like pretending to be the Messiah. But how amazing would that be to do some good? Just like walk into like hospitals and just be like, pew, 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 pew.
You would be rammed though, wouldn't you?
You'd have a busy schedule.
It wouldn't be a quiet life.
But there's the mum from Encanto. She can heal people.
I've actually not seen it.
She can cook, and if you eat the food she cooks, you can have your ailments
Really?
fixed.
Does she
Yeah.
mass produce it?
I don't know. That seems a bit time consuming.
Does
Then
it
you
work-
would be very busy.
Does it work the same if she just cooks it in a massive factory?
Or does she just have to give you a slice of bread?
So that's the thing. Like, if you had a superpower like that, you have to be really selfless.
Your admin. You'd have to be on top of the admin.
Yeah, it'd be exhausting.
And would it change with the recipe? If the recipe's off, is the healing off?
How much of the cooking do you have to do for these to still work?
Can you just oversee?
Yeah.
Can you be the foreman?
What superpower would you, apart from that, what would you choose?
Normally I'd go for flight. That would be it. But now I'm thinking about the weather aspect. I'm leaning away from it a little bit. Be able to teleport, that'd be good. Just being lazy. I'm just trying to get places quickly. Or like super strength would be good.
Yeah.
But then people would just ask you to do things all the time.
So visibility sounds good to me.
Yeah, see, I think that would work for
Do
you.
you ever remember Bernard's watch?
Yeah.
I always used to imagine as a kid that I could stop time.
That'd be your one that you'd pick.
Like if you had a little device to stop time, that'd be epic.
Yeah.
But the only reason I ever thought it would be good is so I could be really good at football. So I keep clicking it and then
Keeper goes one way, you click it and just slip the ball the
But
other
then
way.
my plan gets flawed as you get to Premier League. You're not allowed to like take watches out with you. So
No, that's true. They check. And it's live.
someone would find me. I'll start as a conspiracy theorist.
Although I'm loving the Euros, speaking of football.
Speaking of football,
I'm loving it. It's currently Euro 2024.
I find it really stressful.
Do you?
Yeah, I find it really stressful. I don't actually watch a lot of football, but when I do, I get too into it. And it's not even if we win. If we don't perform well, it puts me in a bad mood.
Yeah, well, you must have been in some bad moods.
Yeah, we
It's
won
the first two games.
the first game, but I was in a bad mood.
Yeah.
Then we drew second game.
No, England not been playing well.
It's just the element I don't want to get my hopes up again.
Yeah, so I hope that
It hurt
kills
too
you.
many times.
So yeah, happy 2-year podiversary. So we're in your garden. Yesterday I was in your garden for Noah's birthday party.
Yeah, no, it's 4. Yeah.
Wow.
4 next week. That's mad. That really does feel really bizarre. But yeah, it was carnage.
It was great though. You absolutely smashed it.
It was a lovely little day. She loved it.
Had a lovely party. You had face painting on the go, which was incredible.
Yeah.
You had... So Em did this game where she hid keys around the garden and it was like an escape room but to get in.
So it was like to get into
Yeah.
lunch.
She was like, kids, the banqueting room is ready, but we've lost the keys. And they all had to find these keys. And how many were there? 15.
I don't know.
They were everywhere. All these kids like scurrying around looking for keys to get into the banqueting room.
I have this thing, like, when you're preparing for like something big and you both have got tasks, not saying that I did this, but there's a part of me which tries to exasperate the size of my task.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you.
Because if you're the one that's doing more of the work, the other one kind of leaves you alone a little bit.
Mm.
And so, although my jobs weren't 50% of the party, they definitely sounded like 50% of the party.
Yeah. That's a very man thing to do, I feel.
Yeah.
It's like, I've done the dishwasher. And you make out that took an hour.
I had to put up a climbing frame.
Yeah.
You can't see it on the cameras, but it is behind us. Had to cement it in. Oh, it did take a few. It was a big job.
Mm.
But Emily has been asking me to do it for months.
Sometimes you just need that goal.
Yeah.
You need something to work towards.
Yeah.
If you had Bernard's watch,
Maybe this is why.
and if I had super strength, I'd come and help you. But as it goes, I have not.
How practical is Super Strength that's you going to be? What can you do? Win World's Strongest Man? Is that it?
Lift things.
She's going to be a builder.
That's true. I think it would just be cool.
Yeah, it's not that practical though, is it?
But like, say someone needed a tree removing, just yank it out.
I know.
Or if you needed to like put fence posts in, bosh, they're in. No, it's not. Well, it's very practical. Probably too practical.
But it's like, it's not anything that we can't achieve without machines.
That's true.
And they'll probably be more
Or
efficient.
flight.
But yeah, again, exactly. You'd end up just driving everywhere. Even if you had super strength, you'd end up just using the can opener.
Things like super sight and super hearing, I feel would just annoy me. Like there's things I don't want to see, and things I just be like, what is that noise? If I could hear everything. Like imagine if you had a drippy tap and you had super hearing, that would be so annoying.
That's the answer for a true parent. Like when you get woken up at 3 o'clock in the morning, all you can hear is like the neighbour's car or something.
Oh mate, no, that would really annoy. Superpower, getting the kids to obey every command first time.
Yeah.
Like you hear your kids get up in the night and you go back to bed and go to sleep till 8 o'clock and they bang, they're in bed till 8. That would be amazing.
Talking about bedtimes and Noah's birthday. So last week we had our first full week ever of Noah sleeping through in her own bed.
Full week
Ever. She's nearly 4 on Tuesday.
Full week. We're talking 5 days or 7 days?
5 days.
Working week. Nice.
Yeah, working week.
Nice.
And last night that changed.
Okay.
She had a nightmare.
So I wanted to pick up on this.
Yep.
You've gone ahead of me because I sent you a text at about 10 o'clock, I think. And then this morning I thought, because during my phone, I've got the sleep mode thing on.
Yeah.
So sometimes I just have to go into iMessage to see if I've had any texts. And it automatically pulled up the last message I sent to you. And it was like read at 3:07 or something like that, 3:27. It was 3 something.
Yeah.
That you read my text.
Yep.
What went on?
Noah had a nightmare.
Oh no.
I jumped out of bed to go and see if she was all right. Stubbed my toe on the bed.
Oh gosh.
Thought I'd broken my toe.
Oh dear.
And then she wants to come into our bed. So she did. And I spent the next half an hour Googling what a broken toe looks like. And then in the morning, I was just chatting to him actually, like, you don't realise how much broken sleep affects you until like you have a break from it.
Yeah.
We had 5 days of good sleep. I was waking up at 6:30 like, oh, I feel like I've had enough sleep.
Yeah.
And then this morning and today, it's been a slog. Like you do get used to it a little bit, but it's so tough.
Yeah.
But anyway, hopefully that was just a one-off and she's back into her own bed tonight.
Fingers crossed. I'll text you and see what time you read it. I'll have my answer in the morning. But no, mate, the party was great, and you made the cake.
I did.
Allergen free.
Yeah.
Is that free for all allergies or just the
So
ones
it was
that Noah
free
had?
of egg, milk and soy. and other allergens that don't usually go in cakes.
Peanuts.
Yeah.
Just full of peanuts.
And like, cause we've spent like to buy a milk-free cake or a milk and egg-free cake, genuinely about 40 quid for like a cake for a kid's party. That's a ridiculous amount of money. And off the request of my daughter, she asked me to bake her a cake.
Nice.
So I did.
Lovely.
And like, I know I made it, but I think it tastes better than the ones that you buy for like 40 quid.
So I'm not a big cake fan.
Neither am I.
I did eat it. Did have a little sample.
Take that as
It was nice.
a compliment. There we go.
And I didn't think Jason's made this.
What would you think a cake that I would taste like?
I don't know. It didn't taste homemade.
I'll take that.
Yeah, that's a compliment.
Yeah.
I didn't think, who's made this? Yeah. My slight tangent. My wife the other day posted a picture of some flowers on Instagram that she picked from our garden
Nice.
with the caption, "Hand picked from our garden." And I just thought, how else are you picking them? Do you know what I mean? Now, if I saw a picture of some flowers that said "foot picked," that's impressive. But hand picked, thinking of what are the alternatives? But no, your cake didn't taste homemade. That's where my brain took me. I went from homemade to hand picked.
That's brilliant.
Oh man, we had it's not a funny kid your things have said this week, but a funny thing.
Funny kids, your things, your said.
Is that what I said?
I don't know.
I don't know. Funny things my daughter did today is this segment. So we had people over for dinner today. We have people around for dinner that don't have kids. And when I'm with people that don't have kids yet, like young couples that are probably thinking about kids, sometimes I feel a bit of pressure not to put them off. And just think, like, I hope they're well behaved so they don't think, what is this that I've got to look forward to?
Oh, well.
Kids were brilliant.
Oh,
They were
lovely.
brilliant. They were all brilliant with the kids as well.
Is it putting them off or is it making them well informed?
Preparing them.
Yeah.
Yeah, better prepared. That's good. That's a nice frame.
There we go.
It depends how you frame it. And the kids were brilliant. Our friends were brilliant with the kids. Like it was really lovely. Until they were leaving. And so the kids were in the garden. And I said, "Oh, come on guys, let's go and say bye-bye." So Luca runs in first, he says bye. My daughter then runs in with no clothes on. At all. And so in the minute from me leaving them in the garden and saying, "Come on, let's say bye," to her appearing, she completely stripped and they were all just stood there as she came around the corner to say bye with nothing on. And she just went, "Look at me." I was thinking, this has been such a successful incident-free afternoon. And at the last moment, you decide to just take all your clothes off to say bye. Now, I don't know in her head if she thought, I always say bye with no clothes. I don't know.
Is that common practice?
I don't know what the thinking process is for, oh yeah, I'm going to say bye. I need to not be wearing anything for this. So yeah, a little bit of parenting chaos there for them to, as you say, be informed about.
On the same topic, Noah said something this week which was really sad and also slightly funny, but it was really sad. She's completely overtired. Like we'd been out for a long day. She was really tired and she got into she had a little tantrum and she's like, "I want to go to bed." And it was like 3. So it was a long day. She was up early. It was like 3 o'clock. And then she wants to go to bed. And then she just said, "I just want this day to be over."
Oh,
I was like, oh, that's so sad.
yeah, that's deep. That's funny.
It was really funny.
I've had enough of this. I feel like that most mornings.
She then had a bath and then she was like, "Right, round 2.
Rock and roll. Up again we go.
Yeah. But that's the thing. She was like, "I want this day to be over." I'm like, "We understand."
You and me both, sister.
Feel your pain.
There are some days where I just can't wait to get in bed. Like mid-afternoon, I'm like, do you know what? Bring on bed. Especially when you've washed your sheets and they're fresh. You're like, I can't wait for bed.
I'm ready for a nap today. Like already, I'm ready for sleep now.
Yeah. It's Sunday, isn't it?
It is Sunday,
Sunday nap.
and it's been hot.
Can't beat it.
Another phrase that Noah's picked up, and I don't know where she's got this from. She just goes, "Are we back in a jiff?"
Oh, yeah, nice.
I don't say that.
Like a middle-ager.
Yeah, doesn't say that to my knowledge.
Ah, wonder why.
Weird one. And then another one is, I think Daddy's malfunctioned.
I mean, she wouldn't be wrong.
No, it's not wrong at all.
So what were you doing to have malfunctioned?
I actually can't remember.
You can't remember?
Probably trying to make her laugh.
Yeah.
And thinks I'm broken.
That's nice. Malfunctioned. That's such a great word.
It is great.
That's really, really good. And said in context as well.
Yeah.
She's clever. Get her on countdown. That's genius.
I like that's the measure of clever that we go for. The countdown is the pinnacle. John Richardson.
Yeah. If you can get an answer right on University Challenge, you're pretty smart.
Yeah.
I've never got one.
I've never seen it.
It's a bit boring. It's not as good as Countdown. It's not up there with Countdown.
Up there.
Yeah, it's not as good as Countdown. Or The Chase.
Yeah, don't watch a lot of these programs. I know what The Chase is, though. I wouldn't do very well.
No, I wouldn't. Can't run. Sorry. So, moving on. We have had an email. Not had an email for a long time. This email has come from... yeah. I was quite shocked when I saw it. It wasn't a spam. So this email's come from Catherine. It says, "Hey guys, I've been a listener for the last year and love tuning in on car journeys. It's one of my safe podcasts to listen to with my 3-year-old in the car. Thought you might like a nurse's point of view on nighttime bedwetting so that all parents out there can relax and know they're doing fine. Nighttime dryness will not come until the brain starts producing a certain hormone that stimulates the bladder to hold on overnight. For some children that will come very young, for others that won't kick in until later years. So you're not doing anything wrong, it's simply science. Also, just my favourite parenting hack for light rooms on holiday. Do you know when you said about you were considering taking blackout blinds on holiday? Catherine says, simply wet the window with a baby cloth or baby wipe, then smooth some tin foil to entirely cover the windows. Looks like a drug den from the outside, but pitch black bedroom. Much easier than packing that in your suitcase.
That's genius.
Catherine from Gloucestershire. Thank you, Catherine.
That is genius.
It's genius.
I might use that next week. I'm going on holiday
Hey, give
tomorrow.
it a whirl. Give it a whirl.
Yeah.
Take some tinfoil with you.
That's a great shout.
I wonder what people must think.
Do I take tinfoil and then still take a blackout blind as backup?
Just in case.
Yeah, because it is light at the moment.
It is.
Yeah, I'm not risking it. I'm not.
You got
if
a
it
roof
works,
box?
I'll report back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, roof
Maybe.
box.
Maybe sneak some in your roof box.
Yeah. We'll be firmly on when I find some more cable ties.
Give it a try. Document the progress.
Yeah, I'll let you know. See if it
how you get
works.
on.
Myth or myth busted. Wait.
Mythbusters. Remember Mythbusters?
Yeah, that's
What a
got it
program.
wrong. I'll try to get it right.
So, Jace, Noah's now 4,
Mm-hmm.
or at least she will be in a couple of days. I was thinking about this the other day. So, I was 28 when we had our first child. I'm now 32. And that 4 years feels like a big difference. It feels like a big change. You know, I was becoming a first-time dad in my 20s. Now I'm in my 30s with 2 kids. So only 4 years, but it feels like a massive shift. Do you feel like that at all? 4 years changed? Are you a different person?
Yeah, I think parenting like ages you anyway.
Yeah.
Like you don't feel qualified, you don't feel old enough.
No.
Well, I certainly don't. But at the same time, it ages you pretty quickly. Like you've got to be the grown up.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe it just is as well. I'm just getting old. I don't know. It's a difficult one. I think there's just aspects to becoming parents that it's a different stage of life, isn't it? And so you do more grown-up-y things.
Yeah.
Because you have less freedom.
Free time.
Yeah, free time, less free money.
Free money, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely feel older.
Because, like, if I was I don't know. If you asked me when I was 26, how different are you from when you were 22? I'd probably say a little bit. You know, I've got wife now, you know, mortgage, things like that. But the difference between the 32 and the 28 is just night and day difference.
Yeah, I was reading something earlier, which was like, 'cause I recently turned 30. Don't know if I've told you about that.
Oh yeah.
But there's definitely something about in your 30s of caring less about your own personal ambitions. Like it's a general thing that a lot of people tend to care less about their careers and more about enjoying the time that they have.
Yep.
And it's just one of those midlife things that we go through.
Yeah.
I think that's just, I think that hits home probably earlier when you're a parent because you want to enjoy the time with your kids. But yeah, they say like if you want to start a business, like do it in your 20s because you've got so much freedom and you take more risks. And
Yeah.
You can get sensible in your 30s, but then make big decisions in your 40s.
There's more margin for error
Yeah.
before you have kids.
But I don't know if that's true. I think you can still take risks. But yeah, there's a lot less. I suppose your decisions are riding on a lot more people.
That's the
When
thing.
you're in your 20s and you've got not a lot of commitments, like your decisions are based on, what do I want to do? Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's, you've got a family and it's like, okay, if I make this decision, it impacts all of these other things.
Yeah.
And I suppose that's freeing in some senses, but it's also restricting in others.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, it is. And it certainly grows you and it certainly stretches you. But with that, it matures you. And I'm not saying I'm a mature person because we spent like the first 5 minutes talking about superpowers. But it definitely does. And you've got less energy. And I don't mean like in a I'm tired all the time sort of thing. But you've got less energy is probably the right word. You've just got today when we had these couples round, one of them said, "Oh, you know, I love working from home. I can roll out of bed at 5 to 9." I just thought, gosh, like by that point, a lot of times I've been up for 2-3 hours. Yeah. I started work at 7 o'clock the other morning. So come the evening, yes, I've got less energy to go out and do stuff, but that's because my daytime has shifted. I don't feel like I'm wording this properly, but like that's what I've got the same amount of energy. I just use it at different times because everything starts earlier. But then I've also got less energy. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but
No, I get it.
in my head it makes sense.
I think like there'll be things that I don't worry about in my 40s that I do worry about now. And I think that's a stage of life. I think that's just because of age and you've been around long enough to learn stuff. But yeah, life is very different now to it was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And in some ways, I would love to have back. I'd love the freedom just to go out at any time. But then also, you wouldn't change it for the world.
No, you're right. I feel like for me, the freedom to go out at any time,
I actually don't want to go out at any time. I'd rather stay in.
I'd rather stay invisible. Like that sort of stuff doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
Like nights out, all those sort of things like that doesn't bother me at all. I feel like what gets me is there's no downtime, there's no turning off.
Yeah.
And someone was talking recently about like the worst thing about being a parent. I don't really feel like there are too many bad things, but when you're ill, this is the one that gets me. There's just no recovery time. And especially if you're a single parent, we've said this before, you know, there's just not that downtime. A friend of mine recently said, it's like having 2 jobs. You finish work at 5 and then you start your other job from 5 till 8 when the kids go to bed.
Yeah.
And that takes a bit out of you. But like you said, wouldn't change it.
No, and it's like today, like on a Sunday, today was one of the first times where we could just chill. Like me and Em were just eating dinner and I was just playing in the garden and it was lovely. And it was like we didn't have to like supervise too much. It was really chill. It was like amazing. Whereas the last couple of years, like you have to be constantly playing or supervising or involved.
Yeah.
So absolutely, it's full on. But that was only a couple of years, and now she'll want to play with us less and less.
Yeah.
unless as time goes on. So there are parts of it that's hard, but it's just those seasonal sacrifices, isn't it?
Seasonal sacrifices.
It's a good word, isn't it?
Good band name. Now we've got rid of the pond in our garden. It's a game changer because you can just let them have fun and
Let them roam.
Yeah, and when I say things like that, like
Free
you
range
can
kids.
just let them go. It's not that I don't want to spend time with them and I don't want to supervise them, but there's just that sort of, you can do other things. So after dinner today, like we could just let them go outside while we tidied up. If obviously people weren't there, but like you can do that. You don't have to be there with them and then save that for another time, or one of you go, or we can just sit down and have a conversation. You haven't got constantly be on them just in case they fall in this pond and drown. So it's like, that's been really freeing because you can just, and if they go, oh, can I go outside? I haven't got to say, let me finish this and then I can come out with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can, and then that's better for them. They're not waiting around for me. They don't feel like when they ask me, can you go outside? It's always a no, or in a minute, or you've got to wait. They can just go and it's better for them. It's better for us. But little things like that where you just get a minute to yourselves and it doesn't affect them. It's not impacting on what they want to do. It's quite nice.
Yeah. That's a good question. I'd love to hear from the listeners. Let us know how like your life has changed. Not just after having kids, like that, things that have changed drastically in the last kind of couple of years.
Yeah.
Let us know.
That's a really good question. Let us know at Parenting Tools Pod, or if you want to send us an email like Catherine has, parentingtoolspod@gmail.com.
If you want to send us a Stone Age email.
If you want to write on a slate, post it to us. You can. PO Box. I can't even reel off a PO Box.
Amazing. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Beep, 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 beep.